Thank you for tuning in to my Bronco channel. This is Faris Khan. Today I'm going to talk about the two different roofs, the two primary different roofs you can get for a Bronco. I have a molded in color roof, and it's a hardtop, and it basically has three panels. So one, two, and then this whole back portion can be removed separately. I'm going to actually take one of the panels off. I'm going to time it, and then we're going to move on. Let me show you the other vehicle, Badlands. We're going to go to a Badlands, and we are going to look at the soft top. It's sort of a one piece, and we're going to take at least the front part of it, kind of make it a convertible, kind of pull it back, see how long that takes, and compare the two. So Joseph.Celentino will help me with this, and hope you enjoy this video. I'll have some closing remarks on the times and sort of the advantages and disadvantages after you kind of see how difficult it is to take off the tops in action.
All right, Joe's actually behind the camera right now. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the roof off, and we're gonna sort of time it too. You can tell, we can tell by the seconds of how long it takes. But I think I figured out how to do this relatively quickly. The first thing you've got to do is put your window down. It's super important because this is a frameless door or frameless window. You don't want anything catching on that. All right, so now I'm gonna do this big latch. All right, and I've got these three little latches. It is trickier when you're dealing with a roof rack on top. So what I have to do is I kind of have to lift it, and then I have to, you see this? Then I have to push the latch in for this to, for me to get this off. So now I have to go to the outside of the vehicle. And what I figured out is basically you can slide it out once that happens. Let's see if, let's see how tricky that is. I'll have to go the other way. All right, so whatever, maybe a 2-minute job to do this. I was better at it when people aren't filming me. And then I'm putting it in the back. Probably a good idea to put it in the bag so it doesn't rattle around, but for now I'm just going to put it right here. You saw I still have the tarp from my Lowe's video when I visited Lowe's, and I'm using this to kind of cushion it. So, all right. Also with this back door, you see you have to kind of go over 90 degrees for this to close, at least in my case. So let's close it. All right, now Joe is now going to explain how easy it is to take the roof, or at least the first part of the roof off with the Badlands here.
All right, guys, here we are now in a soft top Badlands, and we're going to show you how the roof goes back on this vehicle. We always say, anytime you're doing anything in the Bronco, just so you don't catch anything, we're going to always drop down the window. Keep it safe inside the door so it can't break. And then the first thing you're going to do with this is you're going to unlatch the roof. This has two latches. I've actually already unlatched the passenger side so I don't have to reach over.
So it's all the way across then.
Yep.
You've got it. Okay, got it.
Kind of like the old school convertible tops that you used to see. And then this just flips back, and I like to come out of the vehicle so that I can nicely kind of walk this back. And then it just sits up top. Now, there's also some Velcro straps that they do recommend that you kind of loop around just to keep the roof from moving around. Although in this position, we found that you can drive around and it doesn't move around too much on you.
Okay. How does it look like in the rear? Can you just open the rear door here?
Yeah.
Let's just see how open it is in the. All right, just so you guys can see, it's totally wide open even on the rear side. So definitely easier with the soft top to get off, or get it off, and you don't have to quote unquote store it either. So those are two advantages. In terms of what's open. So we're seeing, hopefully you can see that. I can't, but hopefully you can. Holding it way over my head here. And the situation, this is only half, but you can kind of see double that. That's the situation with the, with mine, with the, let's see from underneath, you can kind of see. The roof rack's on, which is kind of cool. The fact that you can have the roof rack on and part or all of the roof off as well.
So you saw those two Broncos with the roofs being taken off, at least the front part of the roof taking off side by side. Let me kind of go over some of what I would consider some advantages and disadvantages for each. So I would say the advantage of the hardtop is protection. So let's go to the hardtop. Especially with the roof rack, I feel much more comfortable driving the Bronco on the highway than I did my previous Mustang convertible. I always put the top up on the highway with the convertible when going 78 or 70 or higher miles per hour. With the Bronco, I feel okay taking those two top panels off, but a big caution here, it is very tempting to take those panels and just stick them in the back with the seats down. I don't think you should do that. I actually recently saw a Jeep go on its side at an intersection, and that kind of woke me up that, okay, these are projectiles. You really do need to put them in the bag and secure them or leave them behind. So a couple days ago, there was actually, I think it was yesterday, I drove into work and there was a 10 or 15% chance of rain. And what I did is the tarp that I have from Home Depot or from Lowe's, I'm sorry, I just kept it in the vehicle. So the roof panels were left in the garage and I kept that tarp in the vehicle. This was actually my wife's idea. And if there was a burst of rain, I could run out there and just cover the vehicle with the tarp and it should be okay. I'm not talking about torrential downpours, but just a little bit of rain. The other advantage, so anyway, leave them behind or put them in the bag. I'm not perfect at putting it in the bag, so I feel it feels a little bit cumbersome to me. So definitely the amount of time it takes to put those panels in the bag equals or exceeds the time, the 51 seconds that you saw for me to take the panel off. Now, the one other thing is sound. So I wanted to kind of mention that as well. So the hardtop has sound deadening headliner, which was actually an extra cost, but because some of the problems that they had with the roof, they've included it for 2021 and for 2022. It is actually included with the 2-door, but the hardtop, a disadvantage if you're getting the 4-door, is it costs an additional $695 for it. Of course, if you get the soft top, and another advantage is that you can take the top off. You're saving time. Basically, you saw those sort of side by side. You're talking about seconds instead of minutes. Storage, you don't have to worry about storage at all. You can, in any kind of situation, you're out there in that 30% chance of rain kind of scenario, or even 10 or 15% chance of rain, you can keep it open and then close it just like I had with my Mustang convertible. So hopefully that's helpful to you. And of course, actually, one thing I forgot to mention is the roof rails also enable you to put things on top of the roof. And if you're daring enough, you can take the panels off and still have something on top of the roof. So I'm not sure I would do that at high speeds, but I might try it at slow speed. So for example, putting a bike on top of the roof rack with the panels off, even that is possible.